Hello everybody, I want to do a little review on this invisible screen protector by nanofixit. Now the reason I want to do this is because I've just bought it and I'm going to give it a go, see what happens. And obviously, like some of the guys that you see who put it onto their latest iPhone, Samsung, whatever, and then scratch the crap out of it. I bought this and I bought it to use for my phone, and to destroy my phone means that I won't have a phone anymore. So I'm going to test it on a few other things, and then if it works on the phone, great. If not, well, you know, that's the way it is. So you see many reviews in which they take, you know, knives and keys and stuff, and they start scratching the crap out of their phone and nothing happens. And they're like, wow, this screen protector is amazing. Well, I'm not going to use my phone, as I said, because I don't want to destroy it. So I'm going to use a glass bottle, which is probably made of less durable material than a, you know, Gorilla Glass phone. Now, the first thing we're going to notice is if I start to scratch it with the knife, nothing really is happening. So then if I put that stuff on and scratch it with the knife, still nothing's going to happen, but it doesn't mean that that stuff's doing something. It just means that nothing's happening because the glass isn't being scratched. However, I've got a little stone here. Let's see what this does. Yeah, this isn't scratching it either. So if I were to scratch this with or without that solution, it's not going to do anything. This is a little piece of flint, which I'll give a go with next. And this seems to be catching in there. And there are definite scratches in the plastic due to the flint. So if I were to then put the coating on, that would be a realistic test as to whether it's doing something or not. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, I think it would be a really great thing for glasses if this stuff works, right? Nobody likes to scratch their expensive sunglasses. So I've got a pair of cheap sunglasses. Plastic scratches, well, whether they're Oakleys or these things, the plastic's still going to scratch, of course. So we're going to try on a pair of these because the Oakleys, I bought them myself. I don't want to destroy those. I want to cover them with something that will work. The other thing that this stuff could potentially be good for is to be used as an oleophobic coating, which means that fingerprints and water will not adhere to the surface, which is great for fingerprints on your phone or on your sunglasses. And if it also has the benefit of stopping scratches or slowing them down, then great, right? Okay, so what we're going to do first is clean the surfaces. So I have some this kind of sunglasses hot glasses cleaner. So we're going to pop some on the sunglasses first. And give it a good out rub. And that looks good. I'm going to do some on the bottle. Now what I'm going to do with the bottle is obviously have a bit that's done and the rest that isn't. I'll probably draw on it with the marker or something to show you what's done. So we kind of get if there's a difference or not, rather than I'm going to cover the whole bottle and then I can't tell the difference anyway, which is what people often have done on glasses. So this is still the glasses cleaner going on there. Okay, so that's the glasses cleaner done. Let me just grab a quick marker. So it's going to be sort of in between these markings here, so we can see. Right, the applicator is this little tiny bottle, which comes in a gigantic box, which is very good use of our planet's resources. Use as much as possible, and then when all the trees are dead, then it's great. Anyway, so it says here that we pop a bit on, so I'm going to do just half of the lens from the glasses. There we go, so we got our drop on there. Let's tighten this back on. This stuff's expensive, man. Right, and then it just says we kind of rub away until it goes in. It said that it's not recommended for plastic, and I'm wondering if that's because plastic scratches really easily anyway. And when you do your scratch test, the glasses will scratch anyway, because plastic scratches easier than glass. And glass doesn't scratch very easily at all, which means that it'll probably not scratch anyway. Maybe I'm just being a devil's advocate person here, who knows. Anyway, keep rubbing it until it sort of starts to evaporate. It is becoming thinner, I think. Maybe not. Not a huge amount happening to it, to be fair. Okay, well, let's leave that on its own there to dry. And get another little drop for the bottle, which is made of glass. Which is what this stuff is recommended for. Let's see what happens with this one. Apparently it goes into the pores of the glass. Let's find out if it does. Again, I don't really see much happening here in terms of it evaporating or, I don't know, going into pores and lodging itself in there. Who knows? These must all be really special materials that don't absorb this stuff. Who knows? Oh, there we go, you got some coating left on there. Oh, and it's drying up on the glasses, that's good. That means that something's happening. So what I'm going to do, so you don't sit there here and watch me doing it, I'm going to pause the video, let it all dry in there for a little while, and then when it's finished, I'll come back and finish the video. Okay everybody, we are back again, and I've actually put a second coating on each. As you can see, it's there, and on the bottle as well. It's there, you can see the little dimple on the top where the bubble thing was, the last bit turned into sort of bubble. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to wipe it off with the cloth as it suggests until it gets all shiny. And then we can start to see if this stuff is any good. I read on the case that it says that this stuff is super hydrophobic, which means that if you are wearing a pair of glasses outside, starts to rain, technically speaking, this stuff is going to make the water bead off and you can still see, which is great. So if nothing else, actually, the hydrophobic stuff is generally quite expensive anyway. So if it doesn't do anything else, but it is super hydrophobic, then actually for your glasses and things like that, it's not a bad investment anyway. I think I spent £19 on this, and you get quite a few goes out of that bottle. Okay, so it's nice and shiny. Let's try dropping some water on these. So I'm going to try it on the non-treated part first. Hopefully you can see in the camera. That kind of beads up anyway, doesn't it, on the non-treated stuff? Let's try it on the treated part. It's actually worse, okay? So the bit which is treated, as you can, the bit that's not treated, you can see there's some little tiny bits left. The bit that is treated, there's some big bits of water left. That's interesting. Yeah. So from a hydrophobic point of view, not so good. Let's try on the glass. I can't remember exactly where I've put it on, so I'll just pour it onto a random part of the bottle, see what happens. Yep, so the non-treated part of the bottle is severely not hydrophobic. You can see there's loads of water left, and this is the bit here which has been treated. Between our markers, let's see what happens. Oh me, oh my. I'm hoping you can see this. This is just dreadful. It's actually stuck to it in the shape of the circle that I did. So on the other bit, it is just normal kind of pouring onto glass. On this bit, it's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Okay, so this is not an oleophobic coating or a hydrophobic coating for your devices or glasses. So, step 1, fail. Step 2, let's see if it does anything to help with scratch prevention. So if you remember, we treated this side of the glasses, so let's give the other side a scratch. So the other side that you can possibly see is getting some little scratches in it. I'm going to do one right across to see what happens. There seems to be a slight difference, maybe. Is there? You can kind of hear it. Let's see if I bring it closer. And that when it gets to this side, it doesn't seem to grip so well. I don't know if that's just the angle. It's sliding a lot more. Oh, look here. See that? This is first. And here, pressing about the same, really. Okay, so it's, I don't know if you can see that. The scratches are just a tiny bit deeper on this side than they are on this side. So, I mean, the difference is fairly minimal, but there does seem to be a little bit of a difference. Right, let's get our stone on the bottle. So, as we said before, if we rub, let's find a nice sharp corner of the stone, rub it against the neck of the bottle. Nope. That's the thing, you know, glass is pretty hardcore stuff, so it's not going to scratch that easily anyway. I'm not finding a corner anymore that did it as well as it did last time. Let's see if this one will do it. There we go. Okay, here we go. We've got a nice sharp corner of the stone. We've got our markers here. Let's see what happens. We'll do a nice long one, see what happens. Tell you what I'm going to go and find a different stone. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, here's a nice pointy one. So this one scratches the bottle a lot easier. Let's demonstrate on a non-treated part. Well, this part's not treated, isn't it? There we go. There's the corner. So this part of the stone is scratching the bottle. Let's run it across the bottle. I've lost my sharp bit again. Oh, here's a good one. Right, here we go. This bit here seems to be a little bit resistant. When I do these circles here, it seems to be scratching a little bit. I mean, the difference is very, very small. But here's a nice gritty part of the stone. Right, that's enough. If you can see the bottle, all of it is scratched. There isn't a bit of it that isn't scratched. I mean, there's a big deep one in here, and I'm pretty sure I covered it here. Yeah, look at that. All of it's scratching. If anything, it seems to be scratching easier where I've put that stuff on. Or the same, I don't know. Right, so this is our the end of our review, I think. The oleophobic or hydrophobic properties of this stuff are less than when before it was applied. So our plastic and our glass became less hydrophobic after the application. So the water stuck to them more than before it was applied. And that's bad, because it says that it's severely hydrophobic right here on the bottle. Super hydrophobic. Do you see that? No, that's a lie. On the plastic, it seemed to perhaps eliminate scratches just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit, if at all. And on the bottle, I just didn't feel any difference whatsoever. Now this here says that it's 9H plus hardness. I wouldn't recommend using this to protect your phone. Some people say put some of this on and then put a proper cover on it. I don't think this does anything to help you at all. I'm gonna write them and say, what the hell have you sent me? This doesn't do anything. So I hope you guys found this useful. Feel free to leave a comment, ask some questions, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye now.